This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Swinging Through Comics, talking about WandaVision here. Visit mjmunoz.com/STC for notes and links. And don't forget to subscribe. Like, share, and comment to help me grow. So, like I said, I'm talking about WandaVision here on Swinging Through Comics. It's publishing on the Swinging Through Comics podcast feed. And this is WandaVision episode 5, which is called A Very Special Episode. And this is a very special episode. And that's because we're getting so much more insight, and the narrative is really shifting to fully embrace both sides of Westview. I'll just call it that. And we had a really great moment, a really great scene actually, where, spoilers, of course, Wanda breaks the fourth wall. And she exits Westview, and we see that she's in her kind of standard costume with the long jacket, and she threatens the director of swords. She knows who he is. They mentioned that she's a telepath. I guess she's always been a telepath, but she's telepathic and telekinetic? Is that right? I guess she must be, or at least that's what they're describing. But Monica Rambeau says something to her about that, and she says, "You know my mind, you know what was in my mind." And I guess maybe that's how she knows who the director is, Wanda. But we learn a lot of stuff, like the fact that she took Vision's corpse to Westview and set up her little thing there. And that's super interesting. It seems that she really is the villain of this, the cause of this. But then again, it's a little muddled because the broadcast, I guess now we know we can question everything that we've seen in the broadcast of the show when it's in the 4:3 aspect ratio or whatever, or is it 3:4? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because when things are 16:9, we're really seeing what's happening. It's uncensored. It's not under the Maximov effect or whatever they're calling it. But that also gives us the insight that we can look back at everything that is in the, older television aspect ratio. We can look at and wonder what was altered, what was censored, what was edited out, and made presentable. Because Wanda is she's actively editing and censoring the feed as it comes out of the Westview bubble that she's created. And that's super interesting. It was really interesting to see the range in her acting and in Paul Bettany's acting, because both Olsen and Bettany get the chance to, and even the guy who played Norm, he got a real cool moment. Or I think it was Norm, maybe it was somebody else. Anyway, don't remember. They got really cool moments where they snapped into their full personas, and then we got to see them almost juxtaposed, acting in their Westview personas. And that was super interesting. Vision has his own agency. He knows that something's not right, and he wants to resist it, and he's able to have an effect on the world outside of what Wanda wants him to do. And being that she dragged his corpse there, I wonder if it's possible that she really did give him new life and that she resurrected him somehow with her powers. And that's pretty wild stuff. I don't really know what to say about that. I like all the implications of it, although I can't really define what any of it all means just yet. There's a scene at the sword base where they're talking about her powers and the limits of her powers, and I think Monica mentions that she could have single-handedly defeated what's his name, Purple Dude, and I think that's pretty interesting. I think Wu and Lewis say no, she couldn't have, and then one of them brings up Captain Marvel, and Monica Rambeau seemed to respond in an interesting way to that. She kind of turned away, and maybe because her knowing her mom, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting because, what is supposed to happen with her later on based on the comics and spoilers and previews and all that jazz. I don't really know what that means, but I don't want to get into that necessarily. I do want to say that I want to circle back to something I was saying earlier, which is that Bettany and Olsen's performances were really cool. I really loved the scene where they were fighting and where there was all this tension between them, because Vision knows something's going on, and it seems as if he grasps the full truth of it. And I really loved that it set up something even weirder at the end, because it was we were seeing the truth of the matter, because everything was in the 16:9 aspect ratio, which when they get into like modern TV dramas, I don't know how they're going to differentiate those at all, because those are all in the 16:19 aspect ratio. But maybe the sitcom, they'll continue to have the laugh track and stuff or they'll continue to have the laugh track in this, false reality that she's woven. And I don't know what else but there will have to be some telltale signs that this is, fake. This is a fabrication. What was I going to say? I guess this is just a really intriguing show, and I like how they started things off kind of slowly, and it's built up and ramped up, and we've gone from just a simple, straightforward narrative to pulling back the camera and seeing different layers of it and things like that, and it's just it's really neat. I'm thinking now of stuff that was in the trailer, and I guess I didn't think about Vision having been dead at this point for some time, but there's something from the trailer that I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what it means and how it's going to take shape, because it doesn't make sense in the current context unless things happen a certain way. And then I guess I failed to mention the big surprise at the end. Again, spoilers are, we're full open for that. I believe the Quicksilver who showed up, the Pietro who showed up, was not the guy who played him in Age of Ultron, but he was the guy instead who played him in X-Men. I don't know, was it second class, first class? It was one of the X-Men movies, Days of Future Past maybe? Anyway, there was an X-Men movie with a Quicksilver and a newer one, and it was really awesome how they did it, and I didn't see that one, but it's the guy who played him in that, and that's super interesting. I guess this is supposed to be leading all into the multiverse stuff, and I don't know what else to say beyond that, except it was interesting to see him come into the show, and I liked her performance, the way it played, that like even she was surprised by seeing him, and she knew who he was supposed to be, but something didn't quite click because he didn't look like it. And then we had Lewis make the comment about the fact that she recast her brother, and that was pretty interesting. So I don't know exactly where they're going to go with all this multiverse type stuff. If it's going to be like a long ongoing thing, or if it'll be something quiet, if it's going to be main event type stuff. Like I don't know, honestly, I was irritated in the Arrowverse how much they depended upon the multiverse things, and I hope we don't get that sort of thing with Marvel, because DC kind of has cornered the market on it. We don't need to do that anymore, I don't think. Spider-Verse is fine, but maybe just in Spider-Verse movies, and kind of keep it to that. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying I reject it. It's just I'm saying I'm not sure how much I'm going to like it, even though I am interested in the Doctor Strange 2 and all the stuff that's going to go on with that, and how that's interacting with Spider-Man 3 and blah blah blah. So I'm going to go ahead and call it right there. I don't really have anything else constructive to say, so I will let you go, and that's it. Last thing I'll say is it was really interesting to me how it felt like many events happened in this episode, how maybe multiple episodes of something had transpired. There was a lot of information that we got exposed to, and that soaked in, and that was all super interesting. So I'm liking this. I think it's a success so far, and I wonder if people are gonna stay positive about the show at this point, or if it's just kind of gone too far, because I think it's excellent at this point, or at least very good, if not excellent. So that's all I have to say for now. Goodbye, folks. Take care. Remember, be the hero you needed in your most desperate hour.